chair yogis and all yogis of Northern Life yoga community. And that includes not only here in the greater Sault Ste. Marie area, but beyond, because we have so many of our yogis who moved away that are now joining us online. So we're so pleased to be connecting with you in this unique way in certainly very unique times. So chair yogis, I am so pleased to bring you a little class today. This will be about 20 minutes or so. We intended to have a live class with Nancy for you on Friday at 11, your normal time, and we just had some technical difficulties as we're, of course, transitioning like everyone else to a new platform and trying to adjust. So bear with us as we work through those difficulties, and although this class is not live, it's one that you can replay for inspiration and to stay current with your practice. So for those of you that don't know, chair yoga is really a practice that is accessible for anybody. We actually have many of our Yoga Flow students, which is a level 2 class, come to chair yoga because they like the time, and they also like the practice because it's a wonderful way to get really a full body stretch in the most gentle of ways. So the idea behind chair yoga is that it makes the practice of yoga accessible to everyone without having to get up and down on the mat. So I actually have a yoga mat right here beside me, and I just did a little gentle practice myself. But you can get all the benefits of yoga while seated, and those include the benefits of nourishing your joints, your muscles, and of course, most importantly, your mind. So today we'll do an all-seated practice. As the chair yogis know, we do some standing poses, getting up and using the back of the chair, and we'll work on balance that way in some classes. But since I'm joining you from my family room, I'm going to go with the setup that I have. So if you're practicing chair yoga at home with us, I encourage you to grab a dining room chair or a firm chair. This chair is rather firm, so it's going to work for the practice today. You don't need armrests, so as long as you have a place to sit. And as always, instead of reclining back, as we normally would in a family room chair, you're going to sit up nice and tall, but scoot your sit bones back as far as possible, and then focus on your posture. So as I always guide my students, earlobes over shoulders, shoulders over hips. And then you want to just lengthen out everything in between. So even though you're comfortable seated, you want to start to lift the crown of the head, lengthen the spine as best you can. So that'll involve engaging the core a little bit. The core and the back work hand in hand and complement one another. So the more we strengthen the core, the more it helps strengthen the muscles in the back to keep that great posture. So notice your posture now. Make any adjustments. Again, if you have armrests, your hands can rest there. Otherwise, just have your hands in your lap. Feel free to close your eyes or soften your gaze. If your legs are crossed, just uncross them. Try to have your feet flat. If they don't quite reach the floor, feel free to put a pillow underneath them. Sometimes we use blocks at the studio. Just find the way you can be most comfortable seated. It should feel like a little bit of work, so it's not like relaxing and watching a movie like you'd normally sit in a chair, but it should feel like enough work that you're strengthening your posture and tuning in to all the muscles that are helping you sit up nice and tall while also following the flow of your breath. Start to deepen your breath by taking full inhales and full exhales. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in and let it go. Let your eyes gently open. Good, and bring your hands to your knees. We're going to do a little bit of a cat-cow movement. So start by bending your elbows, sending your chest up, your chin up. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, start to come into a cat-like stretch. Just arching your upper back, dropping your chin into your chest, letting your arms lengthen. Take a full breath in. And And exhale, and just take this movement back and forth at your own pace. So you're just gently warming up your spine. And as those of you know who have done chair yoga with me on the happy occasions that I get to teach for Nancy, I often teach in my jeans. So you can do chair yoga in your jeans. I happen to be wearing yoga clothes today because I actually just did a gentle practice myself on the mat. But you really can practice chair yoga in any clothes that allow you to move freely. And take a couple more breaths. And this last one, really see how far you can arch the spine in either direction. So really lengthen through the arms in your cat stretch. And your last cow stretch, really lift your heart, lift your throat, lengthen as much as you can. And then release back to your nice tall posture. Good. From here, we'll do a little bit of side bending. So we're going to lift the arms up overhead. Oh, my hands are cut off. Sorry about that. So we're going to take a little side bend over to the right. So big breath in as you hold here. And then exhale, come back up to center and take it to your left. Big breath in and exhale. Good. We're going to do one more time each side. So try to reach a little further. Think of stretching through the fingertips. Big breath in. And exhale. Gently come back to center. Take it to your left. Try to stretch these little intercostal muscles that run between the ribs. That really helps with respiration, which is very important for adopting that nice strong yoga breath. Big inhale. Exhale. And of course, the more we use those nice big yoga breaths, the more we enhance our overall mindfulness. From here, we're going to scooch to the edge of the chair. So you still want your sit bones kind of on the edge of the seat. And you're going to take your left ankle and cross it above your right knee. Now, for those of you that have hip or knee issues that would make this really uncomfortable, all you need to do is cross your ankles and you'll get the same benefit for your body. But if you do have the ability to cross the leg or cross the ankle above the knee, sit up nice and tall. You can hold on to the shin. And as you exhale, you're going to slowly lean forward, even if it's just a little bit. It doesn't have to be very far. Just taking a breath in, lengthen through the spine. And exhale, just kind of hinging at the hips and allowing yourself to go forward just to the point that feels right for your body. As I say to students in all classes, from the most vigorous yoga flow to the most gentle class, you always need to find the effort or the balance between effort and ease. So enough effort to feel the stretch and enough ease to be relaxed in it and to be able to focus on your breath. So a couple more here. And then we'll release, sit up tall if you happen to be leaning forward, release the leg, change sides. So now taking the right ankle above the left knee. Again, if you need to modify, just simply cross the ankles. Allow your legs to do what they're able to and let go of self-judgment. So the fact that you're here practicing is wonderful. Give yourself credit for just taking that motivation and allowing yourself to nourish your mind and your body through this practice. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthen through the spine. Exhale, you're going to just hinge at the hips, bow forward just to the point. You feel a little stretch. It doesn't take much in this one, does it? So breathe here. You just want to kind of hold, keep lengthening through the spine. Inhales to lengthen, exhales to maybe hinge at the hips. Finding that balance between effort and ease. 2 more breaths. And always remember that the right side and the left side are not always perfectly balanced. So what one side does doesn't mean the other side will automatically do it. So bear that in mind when your right doesn't always agree with the left. But the more you practice yoga, the better you bring the right and left sides into balance. While we're on the edge of the seat, we're going to do a seated spinal twist, going to the right first. If you have an arm rest, you can use the arm rest. If not, use your leg and the back of your chair. First, you want to sit up nice and tall. Take a breath in. And then as you exhale, very slow twist. Keep the length in the spine as you look over your right shoulder. Again, just going to the point where you can hold the twist and still take deep breaths. You want to breathe deeply enough that you feel the breath move all the way into the upper back, that space between the shoulder blades. Big inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. And exhale. You're going to slowly unwind. You should feel the difference between your right and left sides. And we'll do the same thing to the left. So a hand on the thigh and the back of the chair, or you can grab your armrest if you happen to have one. Lengthen through the spine first, big inhale. And then exhale, slowly twisting. You just want to let the spine to kind of gently move like a spiral staircase, and you want your gaze to go over your left shoulder, chin's moving toward the shoulder. And then very importantly, add your breath in. Big inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. One more breath. And exhale. Good. Come back to center. Good. From here, we're going to do some strengthening of the legs, and also stretching of the hamstrings. So if your hands are right on top of your thighs, on your quadriceps, if you extend your right foot, sorry, my foot looks huge in this video, but you're going to just extend your heel forward. When you engage your quadricep, the top of the thigh, it helps to stretch the hamstring. So we're just going to bend and straighten. So this actually helps to strengthen the thighs in addition to stretching. So just bending and straightening. And important to keep the foot flexed because that's what's stretching the hamstrings. As you extend, you kind of have to keep it flexed so that the foot will move over the floor when you're bending. So just think of pressing that heel forward just a few more times. Although sometimes we keep a careful count, sometimes it's just important to make the movement mindful, meaning just let your mind tune in to what you feel, tune into where you feel sensation, and as always, tune into your breath. Good. And we're going to let that leg rest. So I can feel that a lot. I hope you can too, in a good way. We're going to do the same thing to the left. So extend that foot forward. Again, sorry, my foot looks huge in the way that I've got this video positioned, but as long as you can follow along and take the guidance. So you're bending and straightening, keeping that foot flexed. With your hands on your thighs, you should be able to feel the quadricep strengthen as you engage it. And at the same time, your hamstring will lengthen. So your quadriceps and hamstrings have the same relationship as your biceps and triceps. When one flexes, the other one relaxes. So very important to engage in these movements to keep your muscles well balanced, and also good for your knee joints in this one too. Nice, safe way to strengthen the muscles and tendons around the knees. Let's take a couple more breaths. And then just let your foot relax to the floor. This next one, I'm going to turn the chair because I don't want to get caught in a bad camera angle. So this was one that I love doing in all classes. You're going to take your feet wide. It helps to sit, of course, at the edge of your chair. And again, take your hands so that you're just gripping your knees. Nice tall spine, arms long. Again, do the same kind of cat-cow movement we did. So you're lifting your chin, sending your chest forward. Take a breath in. And then this time as you exhale, you're gonna scoop your belly, drop your chin to your chest, but then let your head nod side to side. So very important to release any tension in the neck and the shoulders. It's where we're unfortunately gathering a lot of tension given uncertainty. So the more we move and breathe, the more we help release that pent-up energy that's known as tension. And the better our bodies will feel, and in turn, the better our minds will cope, right? So from here, come back to center, nice straight spine. We're just gonna melt one shoulder down, do a little twist, looking over the opposite shoulder, and just bend down to the point that your body allows. So the whole point of chair yoga is to make this practice accessible without having to get up and down from the mat, as that can be difficult, particularly with any knee and hip issues. So you can really get your entire body into this practice without even standing. So I encourage you to maybe share the idea of chair yoga with others who could benefit from it. Sometimes people get an idea of what they think a practice is versus what it's really about. So maybe just opening some minds to engage in this practice could make a difference in how someone copes with these uncertain times. Good. Back to center after one more. And then just toe heel your feet back together. I'm going to turn my chair straight forward again. All right, now one of the best neck and shoulder stretches that I learned from Nancy is one I know she does a lot in the beginning of her classes. So we're just going to tilt our head to the left. And if it feels good, you can do just a gentle nod up and down. Doesn't have to be a very big movement. And you might find one area that feels a little stiff or a little tender. You could hold there and breathe. And then at some point when the ear is over the shoulder, take your opposite hand, your right hand, reach it behind you. I've got some sticks in my way. You want to turn that palm up, like you're reaching for a door handle or something that you can grab with your hand. So let the arm reach back just as far as what's comfortable. In terms of where or how elevated it is, it just depends on you. For me, it feels better when it's up a little bit. For you, it might be down a little bit. So notice what you feel in the opposite shoulder, and then take a few breaths here. Inhale and exhale. One more breath in and exhale. Release, come back to center. Keep the head tilted. Take the left hand to the top of the head. Just add a little pressure, not much. Now you're going to take your right arm and just reach it straight out. So you should feel one long stretch all the way from the shoulder up through the neck. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Another breath in and exhale. From here, keep the hand, the left hand where it is, come back to center. Let your right hand reach all the way up. Maybe you can grab the elbow or maybe the wrist, and you're just going to take another side bend. Big breath in and exhale. Good. Back to center. Same thing with the other side. So now right ear drops towards the right shoulder. Nod the head a few times if that feels good. And then come back to center, meaning the ear over the shoulder rather. Take the left hand, so again, you might at home have things you need to push away. So the fun challenges of the home practice. So reach the arm out, turn the palm up, find the level or elevation that's right on this side for that left arm, and add your breath. And then you're going to release the arm and keep the head the way it is. Take your right hand to the top of the head, point the elbow out, gentle pressure. You're just lengthening. You're not trying to pull the head in any way, but you're just adding a little bit of length. Hold there. Take a couple breaths. And then you extend the left arm straight out. Find some length here. Turn that palm up, reach that arm up and over. Reach for the wrist, the elbow, whatever you happen to grab. And then we're going to take it to the other side. A couple breaths in. And then gently release. Good. Come back to center, take a few shoulder rolls. Roll your shoulders up towards your ears and down your back. Up towards the ears and down your back. So even the about 20-minute practice we've done here is helpful to just get your circulation going. Hopefully the breathing is helpful for bringing a little ease to the mind. And hopefully it's encouraging or motivating to keep moving throughout the day in healthy ways. So it's hard when we're all cooped up at home and we have limited ways to get out and about. If you can get out and get some fresh air, some sunshine while it's shining, that's really helpful. And again, even small doses is going to be really helpful to maintain your practice. We love our chair yogis. They're so dedicated every Friday at 11. Nancy's been teaching for about 3 years, I think, maybe possibly more. And we just want to support your practice at home and count on more videos coming your way. We just wanted to get a 20-minute video out so you could at least keep practicing and keep replaying as you need to. The more you move and breathe, the better. So find some space in your home and create a little bit of zen where you can maintain your practice. And we'll close with a little seated shavasana, or seated moving meditation, as I like to call it. So you can slide back into your seat. And those of you that have done this with me, I hope you've enjoyed it. So just follow along audibly, or if you need to have a visual, that's fine too. But you want to sit up nice and tall. Again, you can close your eyes or just soften your gaze. You're going to bring the palms together and very gently just rub the palms together as a way to create some heat, some energy. You can rub the palms in circles or back and forth. This also mimics what is taught in Tai Chi a little bit. And once you feel enough warmth between the hands, you're going to let your palms face up just over your lap. So you should feel some tingling. And then very slowly, like micro movements. So right now it's like you're holding a tray out in front of you. Those palms are going to lift up from the level of your waist to about the level of your heart. And when you feel the hands reach about the level of your heart, turn the palms so they're facing one another. And then bring the palms a little closer together, almost like there's a magnet in between. And then you're just going to move your hands in kind of a circular motion. So just like you're moving a globe. So think of our world and how much peace and healing it needs right now. So we're going to imagine that we're moving our hands around a globe. And that energy that we created, that warmth, think of it as positive energy that we are extending out into our community and beyond to help heal. Continue moving your hands around this imaginary sphere, envisioning that globe, and just noticing the sensation between the hands. Notice that the fingertips are drawn toward one another. This is a wonderful practice that is done a lot in Tai Chi. Very much healing energy. So I encourage you to practice as often as you wish. When that feels complete, allow your palms to come together. Allow your fingertips to meet. And allow your thumbs to come to heart center. Think of an intention, a positive intention. And take a deep breath in. And let it go. 2 more breaths. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more breath in. And release. Slowly let the eyes open if they were closed. Thank you so much for joining me. Namaste. And please look for more chair yoga videos coming your way. Thank you.